Hello, hello, can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello, hello. I see blue on my screen.
That'd be the masking tape on my computer
Oh,
webcam.
don't mind me, I'm trying to put on my contacts. Cause I didn't know if you were dead or something, so I'm just like, I'll just, in the meantime,
No, not
try to
yet.
put these on. These are a bitch to put on, especially on my left eye.
Mm.
Fuck, it keeps coming off. That was always a problem. But, hello.
Hello.
And when it was 10 o'clock and I didn't get anything, I'm like, I don't know if if she's up or whatever. And you said, yeah, the alarm didn't go off. I'm like, oh,
It did not.
so
I
you
thought I
just
set it
got
up,
up.
but I forgot to hit the final button.
Oh, ain't that fun? I've been up since 6:30. Don't ask me why.
All right.
Uh, I'll I'll put it on
That
later.
sounds like suffering.
I mean, I'm a morning person. I prefer being a morning person. I mean, I don't know
Ah,
why. I
I
don't know
am not.
why. I mean, I think my whole thing's frozen.
Is it?
Well, I can like you're moving just fine, but I think it's the actual application. Let's see.
I had to use the browser version because the desktop version didn't want me to do it.
I think it's working. I I don't even know what the hell's going on. Oh, I guess I'll just leave it there. Because what did it make you want to do? Do like verify your email and whatnot, or
Yeah, and it took like a good couple minutes for the email to come in.
that's
And
that's
then it's like,
dumb.
we don't have a browser version on Firefox. Would you like to download Windows Teams? And it's like, I already have Windows Teams. That's how I got here.
I know when I did one of my buddies when she had to download Microsoft Teams. I don't know if her computer just wasn't strong enough or something, but yeah, let's just say it did not work out for her.
Yeah.
It went through well, but let's just say she had to restart it twice because it froze her computer.
Yikes.
So so I was just hoping that it wasn't doing the same to you.
No, it just said that I hadn't signed up yet when I just signed up.
Oh well, welcome to Microsoft for you.
Uh-huh.
Well, because another one that I used to use, um, it was okay, but they wanted to charge me for like most of their features.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I could record like a 2 hour podcast, but yeah, it was just like I think 20-30 bucks a month. Like after
Yeesh.
you hit a certain threshold, I think after an hour they want to charge you for their pro version, and then that's when they want to. It's like 20-30 bucks a month.
Hmm.
So I just stuck with Microsoft Teams because since I already bought the domain for the email for the like the website and shit like that, so
Mm-hmm.
it came with Microsoft like Office for
Oh,
for just $5 a month, and I'm like, if it's $5 a month and I get access to everything, I'm gonna do it. I mean, that's
that's nice.
yeah. But explain to the audience who you are.
Uh, is it okay if I don't use my real name? If I don't know if I'm comfy with that if it's gonna be on the internet.
Oh no, yeah, you're good.
Hello, I'm Nix. You use your real name?
I do, yeah.
I'm Marco's coworker.
At the infamous Wally World.
At Wally World.
Because then, if you want on the episode, when I actually upload it, I won't put in your real name.
All
I
right,
can
thank you.
I can put in Nick's in the title and whatnot.
I'd appreciate it.
I'll have to remind myself just so I don't say your real name and say, "Oh shit, I gotta go in and either just
Fine if
silence
you
it
slip
or
up. It's not like it's never happened before.
oh, it happens. I mean, like right now, technically, uh, how I have it like titled right now, so I know I have it as your name, but that won't go like in the actual final
All
thing.
right.
But yeah, you can watch it on YouTube, but almost everywhere. YouTube, Apple Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast, Pandora, iHeartRadio, and basically anywhere that you can that you can hear it. So if you want to re-listen to it, you can.
All right.
But yours will come out not technically this Sunday, but next Sunday, so in about 2 weeks ish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but what made you start at Walmart?
Uh, I applied to a whole bunch of places, and a lot of them ghosted me entirely.
Mm,
Meanwhile, Walmart, it's like I applied, and then like within 48 hours, they're like, "Hey, we know you applied for a stocking position. Would you be cool with front end?" And it's like, "Yeah." And that's how I got the job. That was pretty much the entire interview.
That's how it was with me. I mean, well, I guess you could say I got ghosted by the ones here in Lincoln, but I left my other store with a bad reputation. I think I did already tell you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so I applied to that Gretna one, and how you said, in about 48 hours, I was just sitting on the bed. I get a text. Hey, would you like to schedule a virtual? It wasn't an interview. I think it said virtual tour. I'm like, that's new, a
That's
virtual
new.
tour, and so I scheduled, and then Brenda called me, and she's like, yeah, so you want to get the cashier position, but I didn't want a cashier position, but I said, I mean, for 16 an hour, and this is just a
Yeah.
job for right now, so I was like, I guess, what the hell,
Yeah.
I guess I'll do it, but they have changed a lot cause when did you start working there?
Uh, back in June, like at the
Back,
very beginning of June.
oh, so you haven't even hit a year yet.
Nope.
Oh, well, when I started, because I used to work when I first, it was 2019, and it was like, here's cashier position. You applied for a customer host, or I think that's AP, or customer service and self checkout. Like you had your own dedicated title. Now
Mhm.
it's just front end team associate. You do everything.
Yeah.
And so when she said that, I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to, but then I went in and it just said front end team services. I'm like, oh, well, I think everything. And then the training was everything, including the lottery ticket.
I don't think I got lottery tickets.
Really?
Like we don't we don't sell lottery tickets.
I got the training for Powerball. I'm like, why
That
the hell
might
am
be
I?
customer service because I know you can do customer service and I can't.
Which is weird. How come?
Uh, I just never got the training for it. I'm pretty sure most front end is all one thing, but customer service is still like a separate category.
That's weird because I got training for everything up front: self checkout, cashier, um, customer service. Oh, what? Wow.
I got trained for everything except customer service. The desk, not
Whatever you want to call it. I mean,
whatever. It is what it is.
because I guess they have switched it, well, split it, right? Where it's one, I mean, at that Walmart, it's both, but I know, at a Walmart here, one part is customer service, the other part's the money center. So any returns, whatever, you go to customer service, but anything like in the name, financially, you go to the money center, which I don't know why they're separating it.
Hmm. It's what it
Uh,
is.
in a way I can see it because if the financial portion, my bad, if
Maybe
it
it's the
takes
tax
longer,
thing.
because if it
I
takes
don't
longer, I
think
mean, it
so
takes
though.
longer. But I know, I know.
Easy way to designate these are the people who work with money and these are the people who don't.
But customers don't give a crap. They will
Yeah.
say, "I don't care, help me."
Yeah,
Because so
like I
far,
am
what's
not allowed to do that. You don't want me transferring your money. It will not go to the right place.
he'll say, "I won't even know where to put in my numbers."
Yeah.
'Cause so far, what's been like the worst experience that you've gotten there at that Walmart so far?
Well, I think I've missed most of the worst people because a lot of the times I'll come back from break or lunch and everyone will be like, "You missed this awful bitch." And it's like, "Oh, that sounds like a mess."
That's Walmart for you.
That's Walmart.
Like, I guess the Gretna one from the other two Walmarts that I've been to, the one in Lincoln, the one that I transferred to in Lincoln, and the one in Gretna have been the
Mhm.
nicer ones. Granted, they have been remodeled. I know the one in Scottsbluff, they have remodeled it, but when I left, it wasn't remodeled. But even then, being outside as a cart pusher, oh yeah, we like I guess front end will see everything. I mean, I guess kind of everyone in the store, but I feel like front end sees the most because if someone enters the GM door almost butt naked, you're gonna see them when they walk out.
Yeah.
Not a sight you want to see, but you're gonna see something, and you're gonna
Yep.
not want to get near.
I've never actually done cart pushing yet. I'm sure it will probably happen eventually, but I'm like tiny, so I assume that's why.
Nah, you're stronger.
I am, but I do not look it. Also, no,
That's
I'm
uh, I never knew. Okay, I guess I think it was is the front end one of the front ends the shorter, darker one is her name Nargis or how is you pronounce it?
not. Nargis.
Nargis. Oh, I don't know why I thought it was Nargis. Nargis. Okay, just so I
Not
know,
a common
cause
name around here, but
I mean, just so I know, cause when I got up there, David I guess introduced me to everyone, but everyone knew my name. I didn't know anyone's name,
mm-hmm.
so I'm just trying to
Your name's
just
pretty easy to remember.
I'll hear it in the store when people play the Marco Polo game,
Yep.
and that's how it was at the other store too. People would play it, and I'd always answer what, and they'll look on their faces when I'll hear someone say Marco, and I'll just yell out what, and they sometimes they get quiet, or sometimes I have like walked near those people that were saying it, and I'll say like in their face like what I'm here like do you need something,
So,
and they'll look at me like oh no, we were just trying to find a friend. I'm like, oh well, I'm Marco, so
nice to meet you.
if you need anything I won't help you. So to I guess you've been there since June. uh,
hmm
have you seen a lot of turnover rate, like is it true with the turnover rate being so high? Hmm.
At least a little. I don't. At least one lady who was there transferred to a different state, like right after. I
Hmm.
know the team lead who David replaced actually quit like a month into me being there because they tried
Quit?
to like okay, so they tried to deny she's like this 70-year-old lady, doesn't take no shit.
Oh.
they tried to deny her 2 weeks off. She was asking, not 2 weeks off, like a week off or something. She was asking for in advance because
Mhm.
apparently someone had already asked. One of the other team leads had already asked for it off,
Mhm.
but she had like a trip planned. So she's like, "All right, here's my 2 week notice." She didn't tell them that. I think she just told them she was retiring because she didn't really need the job to support herself. She was
Mhm.
fine. She was just doing it because you know how old people need to get out sometimes.
They're bored.
And that's a and if you can do it while making money, you might as well.
Yeah, I mean, they're bored. I mean, people retire, and if
Hmm.
especially the ones that are just so used to working and then they retire, they realize, you know what? I'm bored. I don't know what to do. And so then they come to work. And some, honestly, it's kind of sad still seeing um even like the older people work and like in the lower positions, and it's not because like they're already far living. They have the money. They're just bored, so they just want to do the easy work. Like some are like still surviving off of Social Security
Hmm.
and whatnot. I'm like, it's kind of sad seeing that. And
Hmm.
when we could work with them, they'd be the nice people like ever.
Yeah.
But then you hear their story, you're like, God, that's I feel sad now for being here. Like it.
Yeah.
I guess David, he said he came from Massachusetts. Or, or
I don't remember.
I know he told me. It's one of the states that's near New York. And I'm like,
Oh yeah. Something way up north.
in my head, I'm like, you came all the way to Nebraska. Who comes to Nebraska?
Me. That was because of my dad's job.
Where are you originally from?
Southwest Missouri.
Southwest Missouri?
Yeah.
So it's not too far. Oh, in a way, it's kind of ish
It's about
far, but not as far.
uh 4 hours.
Ah, you're fine. I'm 6.
4 or 5 hours.
If you count from Lincoln, I'm about 6 hours. If you add Omaha, Gretna area, 6.5, 7 hours. Because I'm like far west Nebraska, like close to Wyoming, west
Mhm.
Nebraska. And yeah, let's just say there's nothing there.
Yeah.
It's true if people have ever said anything about Western Nebraska, it's true. There's nothing. We have a national
There's nothing much
monument.
there, I think.
The only thing we
I
have west is Carhenge and Alliance and the Scottsbluff National Monument. That's all we have. And
once at a
farmland.
like driving instruction thing my mom took me to when I was like 15 or something. And one of the instructors just told me he drove all the way through Nebraska and it's just corn. That's it.
Yep. That
For like seven
that
hours.
that's Nebraska. Just
That pretty much sums it up.
same with Kansas. Unless you go to Kansas City, everything else is corn. Because I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, you have the college towns, Lawrence and Manhattan for Kansas
Hmm.
State and the University of Kansas, just like Lincoln. Lincoln, you have UNL and a bunch of other smaller ones. Same with Omaha, you have UNO and I already forgot the Catholic college there, the big one. Uh, I think it's yeah, it's a private. It's the private school too. It's downtown. Creighton.
Creighton.
Creighton University. You have that, and that's kind of it. Because far west, I mean, have you heard of like Chadron State or like Western Nebraska Community College, like WNCC?
No.
Wow, those are the two popular colleges far west is Chadron State College and WNCC.
Mm.
Wow, like when you think west, like when someone tells you west, like how far west do you think west is of Nebraska, like Western Nebraska?
Pretty much
Without me
everything
saying
west of
anything.
Omaha.
Like without me saying anything, like without me saying about my true Western Nebraska life, like
Mm-hmm.
if someone told you Western Nebraska.
It's like, all right, on a map, I can draw a line in the middle of Nebraska, and you're probably on the left side of that.
Right in the middle by Kearney. I'm still 3 hours away from Kearney. That tells you how far I am.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hey, it's well living out there. Not really. It's it's starting to become meth head city over there. It
Ooh,
I don't know why. When I was there, maybe it wasn't that bad when I was there, but now it's starting to get worse, like really bad.
yikes.
Eh, Which is crazy for a small town because you have Scottsbluff, Gearing, Terrytown, all kind of together, and
Mm-hmm.
then you have like same with just like Gretna, Boys Town, Elkhorn, like
Yeah.
they're all gonna be kind of like still near and attached, and together that's like maybe 30,000 people,
Not a lot.
and that's accounting three different towns
Mm-hmm.
together. Um, I mean, hey,
I think my mom and dad's hometown is 10,000 people, unless you count the one that my mom was actually closer to, which I have no idea how many people are there, but I know it's smaller.
don't worry,
Like,
I
my mom grew up
graduated
on
with
a farm.
14. Graduated with 14 people. Yeah,
I'd believe
that's
it.
my I because we had to do a count. My elementary and my elementary, middle school, and high school combined. Guess how many kids were there when I graduated?
Uh, 15. I don't know. I
Not
have
that
no,
low.
I'm homeschooled. I don't know what normal graduating classes are.
Mm. There's about 120 kids, but for all of those schools, and when you
Oh,
go
I
to
thought you meant
big,
like the people graduating with you.
oh no, 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 I meant like
The whole school. Okay.
yeah, like the whole like school district, yeah, like about 120, I think.
Hmm. So
You go
15
to a
would still be a high number for a graduating class there.
average, yeah, basically. But I did see one day you were wearing an Overwatch beanie. I'm assuming, is that your favorite game?
It's Pokemon meaning. It's
Oh
a
shit!
Pokeball.
I thought I thought it
I
was
mean, it is the
Overwatch.
Overwatch colors. I never realized that.
I thought from afar, I thought it was the Overwatch colors. My bad.
It is the Overwatch colors. I just never realized that.
No, I saw the logo and I like when I saw, I guess you can say from a Pokeball, I thought that was a logo of Overwatch, or I guess I just never looked at it
It's like a
correctly.
beanie that's meant to look like Dawn from Pokemon, but it's orange instead of pink.
That's probably why I may have gotten confused, like may have gotten like mixed with it. I thought I saw it and I'm like, oh, her favorite game's Overwatch. I've never played it, but I know of it, and yeah, I I got it wrong.
I've never played Overwatch.
And that makes it worse because you've never played it.
I know some of the lore about Overwatch, but like
Oh,
that's just because the animated shorts are fun to watch.
yeah. So are you much more into anime?
Not really. Kind of was when I was like 13.
Hmm.
I watched so much Naruto. That's what I mean. I mean, I watched so
Naruto.
much Naruto.
Naruto. My brother, when he was younger, he was Dragon Ball Z. He grew up on Dragon Ball Z, like the OG Dragon Ball Z, not
hmm
the newer ones, like the actual true OG. And yeah, that's what he
Like
grew
the
up
OG
in.
for America or like the
Oh, for
first
America,
series.
yeah,
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 Dragon.
the middle,
Yeah, okay.
yeah. And
The
I
things I
never
know
got
about
into.
Dragon Ball are limited, but I know that the start of it in America was actually like several seasons in.
Yeah, but that. I never got into anime. I don't know. It just wasn't my thing. I was more of a SpongeBob person.
Hmm.
SpongeBob and Cartoon Network.
Both good choices.
Exactly. So do you play any games?
Yes.
What games?
Right now I'm playing through Spiritfarer, which is an
Spiritfarer?
indie-ish game.
India game? I'm assuming through the laptop, right?
What?
Is it through PC? I'm assuming.
No, it's on. Well, I think it is on PC, but I have it on Switch.
On Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Then my other question, what's your go-to console then?
Switch.
Switch all the way?
Switch all the way, or DS. But
Or
like,
oh, so you're
that's
more of
for
a
older
Nintendo?
games now.
More of the Nintendo person?
Mm-hmm. That's what I grew up on.
I grew up
That,
on
that oh, and PS3, but like we pretty much only played Little Big Planet on that.
hmm,
Little Big Planet machine.
I mean that's an OG game. It was a good game. It's an OG game. It's
The only game that could get me and my brothers to work together.
so I'm assuming you and your brothers aren't the friendliest towards each other.
We were not at the time.
But now as older, you're like, okay,
Yeah,
we're
we're
clean.
chiller now.
We're clean now. It's weird because it's opposite for me and my brother. We were close when we were young, but as we grew up, not that we separated, like we weren't brothers anymore. It's just
Hmm.
it's kind of awkward if I text him. It's weird to talk to him because I'm like it's we never had that bond yes, we had it when I was growing up, but not enough to where I knew what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just weird even when he calls me, I'm like I don't. This is weird to say hi on the phone to you,
Mm-hmm.
but what's your go-to game on the Switch? Like
Uh,
one that you would probably still play even 10 years from now.
uh, Breath of the Wild probably, but I also brought Death Road to Canada, which is very replayable
Death
recently.
Road to I feel like I've heard that. Is it a zombie
It's
game or
it's a zombie game,
yeah,
yes.
I think I've seen it. I think I watched Jacksepticeye play it.
I would
I
not know
th-
if he played it, but I would believe it.
I think I
I
know I
first
saw
learned
some.
about it watching Peanut Butter Gamer play it.
Yeah. I know I have seen someone. I don't remember if it was Jacksepticeye or Markiplier. I
Mm.
know it was someone. I don't remember who.
The basic
Sorry.
premises
Huh?
the basic premise is a roguelike that is partially text-based, partially a beat 'em up.
Hmm.
It's very fun. You try and make it from Florida to Canada while fighting zombies.
Hey, but I grew up on good old Call of Duty. So those are the first zombie games that I grew up with, and then it just kind of spiraled into a lot of the console-based ones.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I used to have a PS5. I was one of the lucky ones to get it when it was released.
Keep
But
forgetting it exists because no one has one, so no one makes games for it.
the crazy thing is, I think it was released 2, 3 years ago already.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's what I said. I saw on Instagram. I'm like, it's that old? I feel like I feel it's maybe a year, but already at least two.
I still get surprised whenever they announce something is going to be on the PS5. It's like, oh yeah, that exists.
Yeah, and like I used to play it. Like I was playing it. I played again the newer Call of Duty. I
Mm.
played Resident Evil because I also grew up on Resident Evil, and they weren't making
Like,
any good games. And
yeah,
so that's when it just
I've
kind of
heard.
yep. It was just there collecting
Mhm.
dust. I'm like I like truly collecting dust. I would wipe it off, and I'm like I don't. Because my TV's
Yep.
already a smart TV, so I don't need the PlayStation to work as a for a smart TV. So I'm like,
Mhm.
what else? What other use do I have for this? No games are coming out. No good games that are
Mhm.
interesting me are coming out. So I sold it. I'm like, I don't use it. I gonna
There are
sell it.
maybe two PS3 PS games I can think of in the past I don't know how many years that I would be interested in playing. Wait, actually 3. There were 2 Spider-Man games. 2 Spider-Man
Spider-Man.
games and Stray.
I mean, Spider-Man. Did you play the Amazing Spider-Man or?
Uh, I didn't play either of them because I don't have. I guess I could borrow my brother's PS4, but like, I didn't want to play that bad.
And do you watch YouTube on your free time? Is that what you do now or
Yeah, sometimes.
sometimes?
I have ADHD, so a million hobbies and not enough time for any of them.
What hobby do you like? Do you truly want to do? Like, what's one that you think that you might actually kind of stick to?
Oh, well, I have been drawing since I was like 13, and I haven't stopped yet. So that's probably going to stick around. But I've long since determined that we're not making a career out of that. I just
Why do
don't
you say
want to.
that?
I just don't want to. I like it better when I don't. I like to draw what I want to draw and not what someone's paying me to draw.
Yeah.
You know,
And what
when
do
you're
you
doing
draw?
something for money, it kind of takes the joy out of it sometimes.
And what do you draw?
Characters I make up most of the time.
Really?
Sometimes Danny Phantom, but
Danny
usually
Phantom?
not like.
Well, yeah, I used to watch. I already forgot the show. It's been so long, but I know who you're talking about.
Gonna catch him all 'cause he's Danny Phantom.
I forgot the show, but I know who you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause that
I feel
was
like
another.
everyone who's around my age, if I mention Danny Phantom to them, it's like, oh yeah, Danny Phantom.
How old are you?
I'm
21, 22?
21.
Oh, 21 as well. Yeah, same here. 21. So we all grew up in the same era.
Yep. And that era is Danny Phantom, apparently. Like everything
Well,
else except like SpongeBob, it's like hit or miss whether or not someone's seen it, but it's like for some reason everyone watched Danny Phantom.
that a lot of the Cartoon Network shows.
Mm.
Did you ever watch Cartoon Network?
I missed a lot of it. We did not have cable growing up because my mom thought it was a scam and she was more or less right. So
Back
like
then, yeah, it was expensive. I'll be honest. It was expensive.
I watched a lot of PBS.
PBS Kids.
Yeah. And also like the cooking shows that were on the other adult channels.
I mean, hey, nowadays when you get older, you're like, hey, maybe I should cook something like that.
Mm. A lot of
Did
it
you,
is I don't remember a lot of it, but I'm sure some of it stuck. Just
probably, I
like
mean,
in my subconscious.
probably. It's good. Did you ever have, when you were younger, did you have like Wi-Fi at all, or was it dial-up?
Uh we had a modem, but it was through the phone line. So it was like something in between. It's like we got internet via the phone line, but it did work as Wi-Fi. Or maybe it didn't. I had a really old brick PC that worked on Windows XP at the time.
Hey,
So
same
it
here.
could have been attached by a wire. I wouldn't have known.
Same here. I mean, I had to do the whole good old dial-up, then we
Mm-hmm.
s- and then we switched over to a CenturyLink with a download of 0.25 megabytes.
Wow.
Yeah, and then as time went on, and now in my apartment, I have a gigabyte speed internet. So
Yeah.
I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
And I think you said that you are you going to college or
Not anymore. I got my associate's degree and I'm taking a break from that for now.
oh you got your associates in what?
Mhm. That's not. It's just in general studies because I was kind of tired of going to college, so I switched to that so I could just finish.
Kind of just get like the boring stuff out of the way, I guess you can say.
Yeah, I did do a
'Cause-
lot of uh, specialized stuff, but it wasn't enough for any of the specialized degrees. So general studies with a focus on computer science. That's what it is. That's what we got.
Were you wanting to do more computer science or?
Uh yeah, in the future.
Oh,
I specifically I had a focus on computer programming. So I learned like Java and C++. I haven't I used C sharp way back when for a like club after school club back in high school, but I have
mhm.
not used it in a long time, so my familiarity is kind of shaky.
No, at least you know programming. I know the language you're talking about, like the Java, the HTML, C sharp, C++. I know what you're talking about. I just don't know how to code. So,
Hmm.
I mean, I went to UNL because the first
It's
time I
a
came to
different
Lincoln.
way of thinking about
Hmm.
problem solving.
Yeah, because like I said, I went to UNL and
Mhm.
for computer science, and it's not that it was hard because I think we were learning C sharp. It's not that it was hard. It was more so the professor kind of favored the student who kind of already had knowledge in
Mhm.
programming already. So because he said himself, he's like, if you already have knowledge on how to program, I don't know why you're taking my class. Take the more advanced one. Like this is more for the beginners.
Mhm.
And the first week was just the same old hello world programming, and then putting our
Everywhere starts
names.
there.
Yep. And then putting our names and whatnot. And then the next week was okay, learn how to find the longitude and the latitude of this area and the distance between those of your location. I'm like, okay, where in the hell was this? And I was following along. I read the books. I read the chapters he wanted us to read. I listened to the YouTube videos that he would put out if you didn't attend the class, you could watch the YouTube videos.
Mhm.
Even that, I'm like, okay, I don't know where he got any of this. And then
Mhm.
I went
Was
to
it like longitude and latitude of real life locations or
yeah, of your actual real life location
hmm.
of either your current location or you could just randomly just put in coordinates and find it that way.
Mhm.
Um, and I was confused. And then the next week, we were using GitHub. I was confused on how to use GitHub, and it
Yeah, GitHub can be a bit confusing at first.
and then it was knowing how to like change the colors and the dimensions and whatnot on photos. And again, I was confused because a lot of the cause when I was looking at what a lot of the people that were programming doing, I looked. I'm like, okay, where did you learn that? And they're like, oh, I already have knowledge of this. I've done this before. I'm like, well, that makes it hard. It makes it easier for you.
That's
I
kind of
don't
rough
know.
for seeing as I don't.
Yeah, I'm like, we're not even a month in. How I feel like I'm behind. Like in a way, I felt kind of dumb. Like I was just sitting there because you had like student helpers there, but they kind of didn't want to help you. They,
Yeah.
they kind of got frustrated a little bit for the ones who didn't know how to program,
Mhm.
and so I kind of just stopped going, stopped showing up, and
Mhm.
yeah, my grades started depleting. And then I talked to my advisor because I've been wanting to do something with business, and so I went to business admin, but it was kind of already late to take the classes I needed.
Mhm.
So, and so yes, I was still able to change my major, but I kind of just had to take just classes
Yeah.
just to take them, and yeah, I that's when COVID happened. It was
Woo.
and so I had to move back home. 2 weeks. They're like, 2 weeks, yada yada. I'm like, all right, cool.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That
Cool,
didn't
2 weeks.
happen.
Yep, cool, 2 weeks. And it turned to
2 years.
2 years. And now here I am. I decided I didn't want to do online
Mm,
because I'm like I'm gonna be working a lot, and I don't want to pile both, because if I'm gonna be doing full time at a job and then doing online classes, but with the whole COVID thing going on, I don't know how much I'd really be learning.
yeah.
And so I was like, yeah, I'm not. I won't do it. And
I think you dodged a bullet there. Online classes are very hit or miss.
hmm and that's also a thing. They can be hit or miss. So that's
Hmm.
also another reason why I kind of didn't want to do it.
Especially with all the teachers who were not previously doing online classes and now
hmm
they had
Oh
to.
God, those were fun.
Like
Uh,
the Zoom classes actually worked better than for me than the normal online classes, but
hmm
still. Because like if I can listen to someone talk about a thing, then
hmm
it's way easier for me to get it than if I'm just reading a book.
hmm Yeah, like I'm more of like a
And
kind
like
of
a
like a
lot of online
hands-on.
classes, they're just read the book and then I will test you on this subject matter. And it's like, okay, why the hell am I here? I can just get this book.
Yeah, that's how I am too. If I want to truly learn, I have to do the hands-on experience. I have to do it in order for
Mm-hmm.
me to learn, because um it's like if someone told me, read these couple pages on how to handle the register, now go out there and do it. Like, let's say if it was my first day being a
Mm-hmm.
cashier and they told me read it and go, I'd be lost. I'd be like, oh, okay, how do I
Like,
do this, how do I do that? And doing
I
it,
think
like,
I
oh
remember this, but I don't remember how.
yeah, like. And so that's so I'm trying to get my real estate license. And I just have to take the test for it. I failed the first time, so I
Mm-hmm.
gotta retake it. And again, with it being real estate, I kept making myself down because I'm like, I'm stupid. I don't know. I failed for failing the test. I'm like, well, I don't know real estate and whatnot. So I had to talk with a brokerage that invites me to their meetings, and
Mm-hmm.
she was like, don't be like that to yourself. It's just a test. The test doesn't mean anything. Like, it's just to get your license. Like, once you're here, we will teach you real estate, but this test, it's just to get your license. Like, don't
Mm-hmm.
like don't think that's not knowing real estate, you won't get it. And she's like, no, like, you'll be fine. And so it kind of just made me want to do it more, and here I am, still doing that with the podcast and Walmart. Yeah.
You got a lot going on.
Yeah, and then also with my girlfriend, she's going in for a CPS, for human services at Southeast, and she's a team lead at Walmart, so she's got that stress upon school, so she's very busy too. And
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, it's better to be busy than they kind of really not do anything, like really, like not even go to work, like just be a couch potato.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's like
but
a balance to it, I think.
yeah,
Everyone's balance is kind of different. But generally,
some
couch potato is not the ideal.
yeah, some some people may see someone as a couch potato, but really they're doing stuff at home, like
Yeah.
they're working at home, or
Yeah.
being like a YouTuber at home, and they walk out and eat at McDonald's, because what else are they gonna do? They got YouTube,
Well,
they do YouTube, and they
I
go out in the
guess.
real world. But I do have to end it early because I do, even though yes, it's 11:52, uh, but I have to go get gas, so I don't.
All right.
because I gotta I gotta travel.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm gonna have to end this early.
That's all right.
No, you're good. I mean, don't really know what else to talk about.
I usually start getting ready around this time anyway.
Alrighty, so I guess we're both good.
I'm
I
glad we
hope.
managed to keep up a conversation. You said I seemed very quiet, and I
Mhm.
am. So did make a list of things to talk about if I forget, if I don't couldn't find anything. The nuclear
Oh,
option was Pacific Rim. I
Pacific
could
Rim. There you
probably
go.
fill 2 hours with reasons I didn't like Pacific Rim Uprising.
Well, because I did tell Kaylee. That's her name, right? Kaylee or
Yeah,
Kylie? Kaylee. Okay.
Kaylee.
Um, I also told her. I'm like, uh, I'll say I about said your real name,
Mm-hmm.
Nyx. She seems super quiet, so I don't really even know if she'd even want to. And she's like, yeah, I mean, go just give it a shot, ask, and so I did, and you said, yeah, sure. I'm like, cool. So she said cool, and I want to get David, but I don't know. I want to get him, but
Please
I
send
don't.
me it if you do.
You'll be able to watch it on. If I do, you'll be able to watch it on YouTube. But I don't know. I don't- will he even know how to use Microsoft Teams?
I think he could figure it out.
Even then, I mean, how weird is it to talk to your team lead, have your team lead on your podcast? I mean, because at work he's my boss, but when it comes to here, he's my guest. So technically, in a way, I I'm kind of over him because I'm the host. So
I guess.
I don't know. It'd be a little bit awkward, but he for his hit or miss dad jokes,
Mm-hmm.
you might hear him a lot if I get him.
Yeah.
I'm thinking also Dylan. Dylan probably
Dylan's a cool guy.
would be down for it too. Maybe is it Colin or Colin? Colin,
Colin.
right? Colin. I don't
It'd
know
be
why I said
very
Colin.
unfortunate for someone to be named Colin.
Again, I'm trying to figure out their names. Uh, maybe. I feel like he'd be down too. He'd be down for it too.
Yeah,
He seems
probably.
he seems like a cool guy to be down for it.
He is.
But yeah. But like I said, any other things you want to say? Kind of like the adios of anything.
Uh, I was gonna make one of those like jokes where you plug something you really like, but I can't think of anything.
Pacific
So
Rim, your favorite movie.
yes, watch Pacific Rim. Also play the original Paper Mario. Okay, goodbye.
Hey, Paper Mario.
Listen,
Mario's Mario. So
Mario is Mario. Paper Mario is very good. Honestly, most
exactly.
of the Mario RPGs are actually surprisingly good.
Yeah, basically.
Well, I
But yeah.
guess. All right.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I'll try to get my contacts in.
You still don't
But
have
no, I decided to put them back in this little like. Let me just
in
quickly
your
show
little
you
contacts
in
container.
this little thing because I'm like I don't, I don't want to mess with it right now. I don't
Uh-huh.
have time to mess with it right now. Um, but yeah, I guess I'll see you at work. You drive safe,
See you
and
at work. Drive safe.
I'll be on the not podcast. I'll be on the interstate speeding. So, all right, wait.
I can't prove you did it, and therefore I have plausible deniability.
I will just silence it so then I won't get told on. Alrighty. Well, you have a good rest of the day.
You too.
Alrighty. Bye bye.
Bye.